Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect where we were last week. We are studying the Sri Sathya Sai Vahini, Sathya Sai Vahini, chapter 9, where Swami has sort of summarized and contrasted the three Vedantic philosophies, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, and Advaita, that is dualism, qualified non-dualism, qualified monism, and also non-dualism. That was what we discussed last week. So I will ask Kalyani to share the slide which we looked at last week, and then we will proceed from there. Saira.
The Atma is unbound at first, but later it is seen as limited and restricted. Through good deeds and activities, it resumes its vastness and boundlessness. Everyone without any difference has the opportunity to achieve this transformation. When the time gets ripe, everyone can succeed in this and liberate himself from the bounds and bonds. But the Jagat will not end. That is eternal, incapable of being destroyed. This is the explanation of the second school of philosophy in India. The first one is a dualist or the Dvaita. The second one is the Vishishta Advaita or the special Advaita. This is a higher stage in spiritual inquiry and experience. It posits three entities, God, the Atma, and nature, and speaks of an integration of these three. The dualists posit that the cosmos is a vast machine designed and operated by God. The Vishishta Advaitins declare that it is a phenomenon that is interpenetrated and imbued with the divine. But the Advaitins or the non-dualists assert that God is not outside the cosmos, that he became the cosmos, Jagat, and that he is all that is. There is nothing except God, no other, no second. This truth has to be accepted by all. This is the highest truth. To say that God is the Atma and the cosmos is as the body which he operates and lives in is not correct. To assert that the Atma, God, is eternal and changeless, but the cosmos, which is his body, can be subject to change and transformation is also not satisfying.
Okay, thank you very much, Kalyani. So I think in the Telugu, there was a few more statements where Swami says, we cannot consider the creation or Prakriti nature, which is also with that which has been made of the Lord, can be changing. To consider that is not useful or something like that. Prayojanma ledu is what Swami had said. So I will stop here. If anyone would like to discuss any of the points from last week and what was read just now, we can discuss. If not, we can continue.
Sairam, can we just go through the Telugu as well again one more time?
Okay, sure. Auntie, shall we read line by line?
Yeah. This paragraph, you mean?
Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie.
Okay. 1 minute. Atma మొదట పరిశుద్ధమై ఉండునది.
The Atma was pure in the beginning.
కానీ ఆ పిదప అది సంకుచితము అయ్యను.
Thereafter, it became narrow and limited.
సత్కర్మాచరణ మూలమున అది మరల వ్యాకోచితనుంది దాని నైసర్గిక పారిశుద్ధములను సాధించును.
Due to performance of good actions, it will regain its expansive nature, and it will become it will regain its inherent purity.
ఈ అవకాశము సర్వజనులకు కలదు.
This opportunity is available for everyone.
కాల పరిపాకమున సర్వలకు విమోచనము లభించును. కానీ
In due course of time, this liberation will be attained by everyone.
ఈ జగత్తు మాత్రము అంత మందదు.
This creation will not end.
ఇది శాశ్వతము.
It is eternal.
ఇది రెండవ సిద్ధాంతము.
This is the second philosophy.
మొదటి సిద్ధాంతము పేరు ద్వైతము.
The first philosophy is called dualism.
ఈ రెండవ సిద్ధాంతం ప్రకారము
According to this second system of philosophy,
భగవంతుడు, ఆత్మ, ప్రకృతి అను మూడు వస్తువులు కలవు.
there are three things which is God, Atma, and creation of Prakriti.
అంతా ప్రకృతి భగవంతుని శరీరము కనుక
As the creation is the body of God, Bhagavanta,
ఆత్మయే జీవుడు అగుటచే
the Atma itself becoming Jiva,
ఈ మూడును చేరి ఒక వస్తువే.
all these three are the same, one.
ఆధ్యాత్మిక విచారణ పరిణామమున ఇది ఉన్నతతర మగు దశ.
This perspective is something superior in the spiritual, the path of spiritual inquiry.
Should we stop here or can we go?
Kalyani, should we stop here?
Kalyani?
You can keep going till the end of that paragraph.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So, shall I continue?
Yes, Andy,
దీనిని విశిష్టాద్వైతమని అందురు.
This is called Vishishtadvaitam or qualified non-dualism.
ద్వైతమత ప్రకారము ఈ జగత్తు భగవంతుడు సాగించిన ఒక మహాయంత్ర తుల్యమైనది.
According to the dualists, in the philosophy of dualism, this creation is a huge machinery created by God.
విశిష్టాద్వైత ప్రకారము అది భగవద్ ఆత్మచే అంతర్నిబిడమై ఉండు ఒక సంఘటన.
According to the qualified non-dualism or Vishishtadvaita, this is a combination of the creation which is has the Lord as the indweller.
ఇక చివరి మతము వారు అద్వైతులు.
The final philosophy or system of belief is non-dualism or monism.
వారి మతము ప్రకారము ఈ జగత్తునకు భగవంతుడే ఉపాదాన కారణమును, నిమిత్త కారణమును.
According to their belief, God himself is the material cause as well as efficient cause.
కావున భగవంతుడే యావత్ జగద్రూపమును నొందినాడు.
Therefore, the entire creation has been donned by God.
దీనినే అందరూ ఒప్పుకొనక తప్పదు.
Everyone has to accept this.
ఇది పరమ సత్యము.
This is an eternal, supreme truth.
భగవంతుడు ఆత్మనియు జగత్తు శరీరమనియు.
God is the Atman and his body is the creation.
ఓకే. ఈ శరీరము సవికారము, ఆత్మ మాత్రము అవికారుడు.
That this body of God is endowed with changes, whereas the Atman is without changes.
అని పలుకువారి వాదమంతయు అర్థరహితము.
People who say this, their words are meaningless.
అని అద్వైతులు చెప్పుదురు.
Thus, non-dualists say. One more, Auntie.
One more sentence. ఈ వాదమే సరి అయినచో,
if this statement is correct,
ఈ జగత్తుకు భగవంతుడు ఉపాదాన కారణము అని చెప్పటం వలన ప్రయోజనం ఏమి?
Saying that God is the efficient cause for this creation is a useless argument. What is the use?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where Swami stops.
I think it stops. Yeah. Lots of things are there.
So, yes, Sister Vani.
Sairam, brother, we didn't discuss this paragraph. I think
Yeah, we did not. We did not.
Yeah, we did not.
Yes. You would like to discuss any points, sister?
I'm just still comprehending.
Okay.
That's correct.
Anyone would like to share?
Madam, brother, you know, this paragraph has a lot to
Yes.
learn about. So why don't we go line by line by line? Because of, you know, first Atma is unbound. Later it's seen as a limited and restricted. What is that mean by that? Then there's another one, is a big one, is the, you know, Swami says, Visista Advaita. Is this the one they are talking about, is the highest stage of spiritual inquiry and experience? What is
Yeah, so maybe, sister, I will attempt to summarize. See, the thing is, we should understand this this section has been preceded by Dvaita philosophy, even in the previous chapter.
yes.
So the thing is, what Swami is talking here is the view of the Vishishtadvaitans, okay, not Advaitans. Vishishtadvaitans feel that God was, even we as individuals, we were whole to start with. Then at some point, we became limited and restricted or narrowed. You know, Swami, Sankuchitam is the word Swami using. That means we have become narrow, not expansive, but very narrow. Okay. Then such people who have become narrow and limited through various good activity, they will again become vast, like the original state. And so what they say is everyone in this world will attain that. And that is also possible through inquiry. Okay, so this is in the Vishishtadvaita philosophy, they feel the Jivatma, who is limited, through inquiry will attain that vastness.
The vastness means the Advaita.
No, God, not Advaita. Advaita is only, sister, saying creation is also God.
Also God, body.
Is also God. Okay,
Yeah.
God is everything. He is the cause.
Yeah.
For them, you know, there is no transformation, nothing. Everything is the same. Everything is Brahman. That is what the non-dualists say. But the
So this is
Vishishtadvaita,
they are gaining the vastness for what? What if they are gaining then out of that?
you become God again. You become the original God. The Atman is nothing but made of Brahman. Okay. And that Atman, the Jivatma, will become Brahman again through the process of sadhana. Satkarma is the word which Swami has used, and inquiry also. So to regain your original state, these two are applied. What is Satkarma and the other one is Vichara.
Spiritual inquiry and experience.
Yes. Okay.
Sairam.
Yeah, thank you.
Sairam.
So this vastness and this becoming narrow and everyone has got an opportunity to improve upon itself, and then they can liberate themselves from the bonds of this this life. That is the opinion of Vishishtadvaita. Is it correct what you're saying?
Yes, Auntie, that's what my understanding is. Because Swami in this chapter is talking about Vishishtadvaita. He talked about Advaita earlier.
Advaita earlier.
Everyone is in a state. Yes, Sister Vani.
Just wanted to understand, brother, when the time gets right, how do we know when is the time to get right?
So I think Swami has used the word in due course of time, due course in time. That's ideal. So then everything takes time to ripen. Okay. Even we as sadhakas take time to ripen, and I think that's what Swami is referring.
Okay.
Could you also explain the sentence? I think there is a sentence that Prakriti is the body of God, the Atma becoming Jiva. All these three are one.
Yeah, so Swami is, I will go up first. And Auntie, you can.
No,
correct.
please go ahead.
So Swami is saying, according to Vishishtadvaita, there are three things, three principles. One is Bhagavanta, is God. The second one is Atma. The third one is Jagat, creation. Okay, there are three principles which are mentioned in the Vishishtadvaita. Then Swami says, the creation is nothing but the body of God. That's what all the Vishishtadvaitins believe. And they also believe the Atman has come from the Bhagavanta. So because of that, Bhagavanta is also, Atma is also related to God, Bhagavanta. The creation is also nothing but his body. So all these three, after all, is one, because the body and the Atman are same. That's this is the understanding of the Vishishtadvaitin. How these three are one. And to get to that process, for the Atman, which is limited, Bhagavanta is not limited, the Atma is limited. Atma, to regain its glory, it has to engage in good actions, and it has to also engage in vicharana.
And he's saying this is a superior perspective that you can gain through inquiry?
Yeah, so I think what Swami is saying is, this is my understanding, okay? So that this Vishishtadvaita means a superior compared to Dvaita. Swami has used the word Unnatara, I think,
Unnat Tara Dashamagu.
Yeah, Unnatara means comparatively better. That's what it means. Tara is higher, or it's a higher understanding of the belief. So Swami is saying Dvaita in philosophies, compared to that Vishishtadvaita, they believe that through the process of inquiry, you will attain original glory, which is slightly higher compared to that. And this is my understanding.
So in Dvaita also there's these three entities exist, Bhagavan, Atma, and Prakriti. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. In Dvaita also all three exist, but I think the belief is that the Jivatmas will remain Jivatmas for a long time until the end of Pralaya and things like that. So there is no effort to become divine. I think that's my understanding, because we will eternally be separate. Whereas Vishishtadvaitins feel that through the process you can attain its original glory. So that is why Vishishtadvaita, so it is Advaita, but it's Vishishta. It's a qualification to become that. So we are in a qualified state. That's the Vishishtadvaita belief. I hope that I understand.
Sairam. So, Sairam,
Sai Ramanti.
the three things, Jagat, Ishvara, and Jiva. These three, that's what Swami is saying. It possesses three entities, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. So these three, we are a part of that Ishvara. We are only Amsha of that Amshi. They call it Amshi. God is the whole, and then we are a part in it. So that is Vishishtadvaita, what it says. And this explanation, dualist, according to dualist, it's only God and then Jiva exists. Of course, Prakriti exists also, but there is complete differentiation between a Jiva and Paramatma for them. But here in Vishishtadvaita, it's only a part. The whole thing is there, Bhagavan, and we are only a part in it. Just like as from a fire, how the sparks come out, we are also come out, and we have the same quality as fire itself. But we have come out, and we can always we are a part of that fire. Sairam.
Thank you very much, Auntie. There is one Sairam, Brother Sivadas. Please go ahead.
Sairam, am I audible now today?
Yes, very audible. Very good.
Okay. Sister Manibhashyam said no, so I want to just add something to her. She was perfect. Still, I would like to add, in the dualist, the Jagat was made out of a power or his own possession, something. He has some material outside him, so he used the material and created this Jagat world, not from him, not out of him. No? So he has a separate power, or Maya sometimes called. He used the Maya or that power, his own possession, some power. And using that material, he created this world. And the jivas always separate. Even in the mukti stage, still they are separate and enjoy the bliss under the feet of Ishvara. So these three are entirely separate to each other. God is separate, jivas are countless and they are separate, and cosmos is a power which God had, and he made use of that energy to create this cosmos. So entirely three separate things, the dualist. And for the Visuddhadvaita, as Sister Mani said, spark. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan always quotes Mamai Vamso Jiva Loge Jiva Buddha Sanadana. This is purely Visuddha Advaita. Only part, not the whole. So in Advaita that we are going to do later, not here actually. So in that case, we are not the part, we are the whole. Only one is there. There's no kind of separation. It's a God, cosmos, jivas, no. Only one. That is everything. That is we are going to see in the next later pages. Even in this, for the Visuddha Advaitin, we can say Isavasyam Idam Sarvam also can be applied here, because he's interpenetrated and everywhere. And so in so three entities are there for the dualist, and also for the qualified that is for Visuddha Advaita also there are three, but there's a difference. That's what I was saying, that the cosmos is part of for the Visuddha Advaita, cosmos is part of God, and Atma also part of God. Yeah, I will stop there. So both brother and sister explained so far is perfectly good, and I just added for more clarification maybe. Thank you, Sayara.
Thank you very much, brother. So I think at this point in time, I would like to also say, Swami in one of his discourses, he gives certain analogy. He says when God is a big circle, a small circle attached to that circle is dualism. That small circle is outside the big circle, but it is attached. Whereas Swami says Vishishtadvaitam, there's a big circle. Inside it, there's a small circle. Okay. So, but the small circle thinks I am different from the big circle. There is some limitation. So what they generally feel is that small circle has to slowly grow and become one with the big circle. That is the path of sadhana. That's what Swami has said. So I will stop there. Means there are various ways of getting to that state. Some people feel you become the smallest and smallest and just completely merge. That is also one. The second one is you grow, and you can become. That also Swami has given some examples. So I will stop there. If anyone would like. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Sairam, I don't know, and Auntie, if you could kindly read the Telugu portion from the line where in the English it says, right after this is the highest truth.
Okay, sure.
please. Thank you.
Swami says,
The last sentence, brother.
No,
What?
Auntie, it's a last
only
3 or 4
Taramagu.
sentences which kind of Swami is explaining logically
Ah,
that part, why Vishishtadvaita is not satisfying. I think the 3 or 4 lines towards the end.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think after Taramagu Dasha.
And we have to read from there.
Yes.
Dinini Vishishtadvaitam ani anduru. Anglantadane? You want me to continue from there or before?
Yes. Sanjay, yeah, okay?
It's very in the English part. It says there is nothing except God, no other, no second. This is the truth has to be accepted by all. After that, I think it starts.
Okay.
Okay. Idi Paramasatyamu. భగవంతుడు ఆత్మ అనియు జగత్తు శరీరమనియు ఈ శరీరము సవికారము ఆత్మ మాత్రము అవికారుడు అని పలుకువారి వాదమంతయు అర్థరహితము అని అద్వైతులు చెప్పుదురు.
So the Advaitins so the Advaitins say that the argument that God is Atman and the creation is the body, and this body is endowed with changes, whereas Atman doesn't have change. That statement by anyone is meaningless, is the view of the Advaitins.
So this statement is given by Vishishtadvaitis?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that's what Swami is saying. So already says Vishishtadvaitam is generally little higher. Unnata Taramagu. Then Swami says their statement that creation has changed, whereas Atma and God does not change, is meaningless, is the view of the non-dualist or monist. Sanjay, that's...
I think it is not properly. Once again, we can read.
Okay, we'll read one by one, Auntie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bhagavantudu Atma Aniyu, that is, God is Atman.
Jagattu Shariramaniyu.
That creation or the universe is body.
Ee Shariramu Savikaramu.
This body is endowed with changes.
Atma Matramu Avikarudu.
The Atma alone is changeless.
Ani Palkuvari Vadamantayu Artharahitamu.
Anyone who makes these statements, their words are meaningless.
Ani Advaitulu Chappuduru.
Thus, non-dualists or monists say.
No, something is missing, brother.
What is missing?
Something is missing.
What is missing?
Why? Because of so the non-dualistic people are only saying God is Atma and the cosmos. This is the way they are looking at it. God is the body which he operates and lives in. Is not correct. So they are saying God and the nature is one.
What was it? What are you reading, sister?
So where to say that God is Atma.
To say that God is the Atma and the cosmos is as the body which he operates and lives in, that's an extra piece, okay?
Lives in is not correct.
No.
That's what
That's
I
have to change the statement.
Yeah, something.
So that statement is incorrect. Meaningless.
Yes.
It's Artharahitam, that translation.
Yeah.
So I will say, Swami says, see, if you think God doesn't change, okay, his body keeps on changing. Okay, such statements are meaningless, is the view of the Advaitins. See, for example, the Vishishtadvaitin thinks we are, if I'm an individual, my inner Atman is not undergoing any changes, but the body is keeping change as time passes on. So they treat creation also in the same way, that God is not changing, but creation is his body that is changing. Okay, this is the view of the Vishishtadvaitins. But this view is seen as meaningless by
Advaitins.
Advaita people. Yeah. Advaita, they consider everything as one.
everything, and nothing in this world
Nothing
changes,
is changeless. Nothing.
including the creation.
Yes.
Okay, that is the Advaitins view.
That's how we perceive is change, but it's not change. Changeless.
Exactly.
That
is the
we have
Advaita.
studied before too, right? What we are
Yes.
seeing as change is not changeless, Advaita. But Visishta Advaita sees like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the English
Okay.
translation is a bit confusing, because they say, Atma, to say that God is Atma and the cosmos is as the body which he operates and lives in is not correct. No, that is not right. The statement
Yes.
itself is not correct.
Yes.
Okay. The way we should see that, to say that God is the Atma and the cosmos is the body, and to assert that Atma is eternal and changeless, but the cosmos, its body, is subject to change, is incorrect. Is meaningless is the view of the Advaitins.
Is meaningless.
Swami says, Artha Rahitam.
Yeah, it's meaningless.
Artha Rahita means, Artha means meaning, Rahita means without any meaning. Such statements are without any meaning, because Advaitins of the opinion, if God has made anything, he has made it only out of himself. So when it is so, it cannot change. When world is also made of God, how can it change? That is the view of the Advaitins. So they feel this kind of assertion is meaningless, is the view of the Advaitins. So for them, God is, creation is body, that they don't have any issues with that. God is Atman, that also is understand. But they feel both are changeless. It cannot have a different set of qualities, is the view of the Advaitins. I hope that's clear. Sanjay is...
No.
So this translation is Artharahitam.
Yes, no. This is very good actually. But I think there's one more line after that. Is it one or two more lines after that, Auntie?
Yeah,
till the end of the
yes.
para?
Yeah, we will read that also. Auntie?
Okay. Sorry. ఈ వాదమే సరి అయినచో, which vada it is సరి అయినచో?
So if this argument, if it is so right, that is the vada that God is Atma, body is creation, God doesn't change, but the earth changes. If that is right, so
ఈ జగత్తుకు భగవంతుడు ఉపాదాన కారణమని చెప్పటం వలన ఏమి ప్రయోజనము?
If that is so, how can we, how can the statement that God is the efficient cause, that the creation is the efficient cause of God?
Arun, ఉపాదాన కారణం, material cause.
Oh, sorry, material cause. Sorry. Material cause, how can it be correct? So if this is so, that is...
ఉపాదాన కారణం అనగా కార్యరూపము అందిన కారణము.
Auntie, we have gone to next paragraph. In English, it is there.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will discuss this Upadana Karana a little further in the next
I think we have to, first of all, material Upadana.
Yes, sorry.
Clearly.
So if when the creation is made of God, then how can you it have any meaning? Or what is the use of saying that? Is the statement.
Yeah.
So, brother,
Sanjay, I think we will discuss it with the next paragraph. That
brother, one more, please. See, the Advaita thing is now clear. So, whereas the first line says the Visishta Advaita people, through their good deeds and activity, they resume the vastness and boundless mean. Which one they are going to resume?
They will become Bhagavanta.
Bhagavanta, Advaita, right?
No.
Everything as God, they are going to come.
See, what they say is, Vishishtadvaitins, you still remain a small circle. But that small circle also has lost something, little bit, because of whatever, And they say that will regain its glory through good actions and this.
What is they will assume?
So their mukti is also, you are still separate, but you are inside God.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is also one of the way to achieve the mukti then.
They think you will remain inside the circle, but you will be in it in your full glory.
Okay, okay. I got it now.
Yes, Sai Ram, Sanjay.
Saira Varno. No, I think just going based on what you used as an example, which is commonly used, the small circle inside the big circle. I think very beautifully Swami is kind of disputing the whole, the Vishishtadvaita way of thinking by using the very language, because if the smaller circle is part of the larger circle, that falsifies that false, or actually, how should I say this?
A statement wrongly.
It limits.
Yes.
It limits the very entity that is at the substratum of the smaller circle.
Yes.
So, to give an example that is often used in many of the previous study circles, is this Mysore Pak example. You break off a small piece of the Mysore Pak, that does not have any reduced properties than the bigger part of the Mysore Pak. So, to say that the bigger Mysore Pak is God, which is changeless, but the small Mysore Pak is undergoing change does not make sense, because the small piece of the Mysore Pak does not have to undergo any change to have the same properties as the bigger Mysore Pak.
Exactly.
So in that sense, Swami is I shouldn't say the word disputing or falsifying, but he's explaining where the logic fails in their understanding of the creation being a small aspect of the creator. I think, I just wanted to add that. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you.
In this sentence where Swami is saying about Vishishta Advaita, he's saying all these three are one. So does that mean they're one, but they're still in the small circle? Or?
Yes, they are still in the small circle, but they are one. Because they are, when they say one, they are all related in some way. You understand? It's that's the way they see. There's some divinity in all of them, but there's some limitation. I think that's the way the Vishishtadvaitins say. There's one, but there's difference.
Okay.
That is why the Vishishta Advaita also, you should understand, it's Advaita, but Vishishta. So there are some qualifications. So there are some conditions placed on the non-dual monism. That's a Vishishtadvaita. They say one, but there's a but. That but is the qualification. And that Swami is questioning that but. If it is one, how can there be a but?
Yeah, just to add to that, yes. How can there be a but, and how can it undergo a change in time?
Yes, exactly.
That's the other thing, right? So there is nothing. Any change is observed only when time progresses.
Yes.
If it is already that which is changeless, how can it undergo change?
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay, so this is the Advaita philosophy. Swami is, introducing us to this. And I think Swami is discussing the Upadana Karana in the next few paragraphs, I think. So we will...
Just one more clarification. When Swami is saying in Dvaita, the creation is something like a big machine, is it meaning so in the Dvaita philosophy, there's no like, God is not inherent in creation at all? Like it's completely separate, that kind of sense is...
Yeah, I think Brother Sivadas has nicely explained. They think God has some power and then he creates it outside him. He's a machine which he has created, means it is not his, but he has a power to create outside, and he makes it function. He runs it. But to some extent, it limits God because this machine exists outside.
And in other words, you can say that Maya, the power of Lord is responsible for the creation of this whole universe. So it is not out of, whereas in Advaita, what the philosophy says is God created out of himself. That is, he is the Upadana Karana as well as the Nimitta Karana. So, but according to Dvaitins, it is not so. It is if the power is not, it's an inherent power in the Lord. With that power, Maya, he tries to, he creates this world. So it's entirely a different thing. It's not God himself, but it's a power which is created. So that's why he calls it as a machine designed and operated by God. So I don't.
And the next sentence where it says, according to Vashishta Advaita, God is the indweller in everything. It is a combination. So that's referring to the creation. The Jagat is a combination.
So Sangatana, Sangatana means a mixture.
Yeah.
So that is, this world is a mixture created with God inside.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So the thing is, God is inside and there is maybe some covering. That sort of a view is Vishishta Advaita. So Sangatana means this world is a mixture made of God inside.
Okay.
It's like Modakam or something like that, Purnam is inside.
So then if we're saying in Advaita there's no such thing as change, then how can we even talk about Upadana Karana? Like how can we talk about creation?
Yeah, so I think that will be covered, I think, in the next few.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Sarah. Yes, Auntie Saku. Auntie Saku, we can't hear anything.
Unmute.
She's unmuted, but we can't hear.
Oh.
Auntie, some problem. I think you have to
Go back and then come.
Sign in back.
Sign out and sign in back, Auntie.
She's not able to hear also.
Still, the Dvaita is too much here. And we experience dualism here.
Lots.
Go and come back.
Oh, poor auntie. She's talking. We are not able to hear anything.
Okay.
Can you call her and then find out that?
No, I think she can hear us. Auntie, shut the computer or whatever it is down and then again come back.
Okay, she's saying.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
we can hear you.
thank you.
You can hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now I don't know what Satkarma you did. It has expanded.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is my question.
Yes, Auntie.
Bhagavanta is God, is eternal, unchangeable. Atman is the creation, the body is given, that is the inner circle, with Atma, and the body is in the inner circle. It has the divinity same as the Bhagavanta, but it can develop through good deeds and activities. It can help him to resume its previous God's state. That is, but what about Jagat? Jagat is the creation, right? Cosmos. It says it will not end. That is eternal, incapable of being destroyed. So all three are not destroyed. It cannot be destroyed, right?
Yes, Auntie.
They are all permanent. Now, the Dvaita philosophy is different, right? How it is different from Advaita philosophy, Dvaita, that is, it believes that God is separate, the Atma is separate, right?
You can say so, yes. Creation is also separate from God.
Creation also separate.
Yes.
So that is Advaita.
No, Dvaita.
Dvaita.
Advaita. But Advaita,
We have not yet come.
Yes.
okay. That is the visit Advaita or special Advaita. You have not come to explain.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Oh my God, my computer is giving me trouble.
Okay, Sai Ram.
Saira.
If everyone is okay, we can read the next. We'll move.
Brother, Sai Ram,
Yes,
brother,
Sai Ram.
can
Yes.
we deal about cannot be destroyed aspect, because it may be better, no? Why
Okay.
Bhagavan is saying cosmos cannot be destroyed here.
Yeah,
So yeah. So assuming that everybody heard the word pralaya or mahapralaya or the dissolution of the cosmos. Dissolution of the cosmos, that is a separate story. But even in the dissolution of the cosmos, the substance is there. So in whatever the case may be, the cosmos, if, for example, we take birth and we die, a natural example. But the world continues. The world continues. The Puttavarti will be there even we die. Even after we died, it is there. So the cosmos will continue. Let alone, I am not talking about the total dissolution of the cosmos. So there is a continuity for the cosmos. But Atma, the Jivas get liberated and they attain that real status, but then we don't take birth anymore, but the cosmos continues. That's I would like to share this because it will be helpful for somebody raise this question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sai Ram.
you.
Everybody can discuss also on that part.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, brother. Anyone would like to discuss the lack of ending for the creation? If anyone would like to. So, yes, Santi Saku.
I don't know. I wish you will explain to me.
Yeah.
I heard the Pralaya time, the whole cosmos get destroyed and it is reborn again. It's being recreated again. I'm
So,
not sure.
okay, so maybe I will go first. Others can share. See, the thing is, the fact in the Puranas, it talks about Pralaya, end of, Kalpa, and things like that. See, all that is a dualist phenomena. Only in the dualist phenomena, something which is created,
We'll have to
it will dissolve. So that this concept of Pralaya, end of the times, everything is a concept of dualism only. When you come to Vishishtadvaitam, so here what Swami has described is Vishishtadvaitam. Vishishtadvaitam talks about Advaitam, but it's qualified. So they think creation is eternal just like God. Because as long as God is eternal, the creation his body is also eternal. It does, both of them don't die. This is Vishishtadvaitam. In real Vishishtadvaitam, there is no end of the world, there is no pralaya, nothing. But what they talk about is each individual Jivatma will, if it falls, it will again come back to its original glory. And because it's all within the same God. So in Vishishtadvaitam also the concept of pralaya, end of times, the world suddenly we see only water, all that is not there in Vishishtadvaitam, because Vishishtadvaitam thinks everything is God. They also say the Atma, creation, and the Bhagavanta, all one. But there are some internal divisions. That is the only way Vishishtadvaita. So this concept of Pralaya, end, one day, something will happen, is all in the dualist form. That is why you find this kind of thinking in all religions of the West also. See, Vishishtadvaitam and Dvaitam are only a special philosophies prevalent only in the Bharat, Sanatana Dharma. Because all other forms of faith, which is dualism, where I think God is there, heaven is there, we all go somewhere, and then suddenly Armageddon, Pralaya, all these concepts are all in the dualist world. Vishishtadvaitam itself is one. But there is internal differences, is Vishishtadvaitam. There are some minor changes, differences, and Dvaitins find it meaningless statement, Vishishtadvaitam, because there is some inherent contradiction within those statements, is the way Advaitins look at it. So I will stop here. I hope. Yes, Sanjay.
Sai Ram, Arno. Just to add to that, I think in previous sessions, Swami has, this has been discussed also. I think the whole concept of seed state, and a manifestation of the seed state, the seed and the tree example. I think even in the I think it's in the Rig Veda, if I'm not mistaken, where it does talk about there was never a time when there was no creation. The creation is always there. It just withdraws into the seed state and then manifests back as the tree would in the case. I think I've heard this discussion in this series itself in the past sessions, if I'm not mistaken, and Swami has talked about it in this same Vahini.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanjay. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sai Ram, this Pralaya stage and all is part of creation only, right? It's a natural thing happens. So there is no that one stage will come, everything collapse kind of, no, not like that. It's continuously happening somewhere. The disaster somewhere is booming. It's a continuous. That's the creation, whole creations. That's how. So every time it is changeless. That also changeless because it's a part of, it's a nature kind of. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sister.
Sai Ram, in other words, we can say, we have also heard Prakriti and Purusha, both are eternal. We have learnt it. So here Swami, when he is saying it is eternal, Prakriti is eternal, the creation is eternal, thereby he means that there was never a time it had gone into disappearance, or it's ever present, but only thing is periodically it comes out, it's manifested, otherwise it goes into unmanifested form, unmanifested stage. Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Sai Ram, that's what the brother Sanjay said, seed form. So in the seed form, it is there. So continuity is there, whether it's seed form or manifested form, it continues. Yeah, thank you for sister and Sanjay. Yeah, that at one point it goes into seed form, but everything remains in the seed. Then it sprouts and come again. This happened. This is Upanishad. Many Upanishads talk about this thing. Okay, thank you, Saira.
Thank you. Okay, so everyone is okay, then we will move to the next slide. Yes, Sanjay?
I don't know if you don't mind, before we go to the next, where you said Swami talks about Upadana Karana and Nimitta Karana, maybe based on what has already been discussed or what you already know, maybe you can explain that so we know how to kind of comprehend what Swami is saying in the next paragraph as a request.
Okay, anyway, the Upadhana, actually, one of the material causes, one of the usage. Another usage is proximate cause. Upa means something which is near, Adhana means which is placed. Okay. So proximate cause is something which is also used for upadana, if you want to technically break down the word, which basically means everything around is also this, it has come from that only. See, for example, if there's water and if there is water vapor coming, it's water only which is the water vapor. So there's nothing from outside has come. The water vapor is nothing but water. But maybe it is a different manifestation. We are perceiving it as differently, but it is ultimately, it is water. So if this creation has come, just the way the seed is the one which has become the tree. And the tree is in a potential form in a seed. But the thing, we may not be able to see the tree in a seed, but when you plant it in the seed, that only manifests as the tree. So the seed is the upadhana karana for the tree. Water is the upadhana karana for the water vapor. So these have not come from somewhere else. So that is the meaning of upadhana karana. But then how did the seed become tree? It is a power within the seed only made it also grow. So that is a nimitta karana. The seed only makes the tree. Seed makes the tree out of itself, and the seed is making the tree also. So whether it contracts or expands, it is the power is within, inherent in the seed, and the seed may be a tree or a seed. We may see one and get confused. So upadana karana is, that's my understanding. I will stop here. Auntie wants to say something.
Yeah, can we take the example of that spider? Spider weaves its web out of its own glands. Some kind of things come out, and then it's able to weave its own web. And it is the spider itself which is constructing that web. So both it is the material cause is also coming from the body of that small spider, and it is the nimitta karana. It is also the intelligent cause which is making, the efficient cause which is making the web. So generally in the Vedanta, this example of spider is given. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. See, we can only give analogies, to sort of express. Thank you.
Just to understand,
understand
the concept.
Vedanta uses many examples. And even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself is giving many examples to explain the same thing.
And at the same time, it tells don't stop there itself. Understand the analogy and try to apply it to the philosophy.
Okay, shall we?
What does it signify when it is said God is the upadana karana, or the proximate cause of the cosmos? Proximate cause means the cause which produced the effect. The effect is the cause in another form.
Yes.
It cannot be separate from the cause. Every effect that we notice is but the cause that has assumed a new form. The cosmos is the effect. God is the cause. These statements only stress the fact that the cosmos is but God in another form. When it is argued that the body is limited and subtle, and that it leads one to the cause, that is God, or it was from God that it has evolved and taken shape, the non-dualist would reply that it was God himself who manifested in the form of the cosmos. It may be doubted whether all this multiplicity of things and beings are really God. Yes, it is the truth. All these that the senses cognize, that come into the awareness, are God. There is nothing else but He. Our bodies, minds, intellects, consciousness, all are God.
Okay, thank you, Kalyani. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu?
ఉపాదాన కారణమనగా కార్యరూపమును అందిన కారణము.
Upadana karanam means the cause which has given rise to the effect.
కార్యము కారణం యొక్క రూపాంతరమే కానీ వేరు కాదు.
The effect is another form of the cause alone and not different.
మనకు కనిపించు కార్యములన్నీ రూపాంతరము నందినట్టి కారణములే.
Whatever effect which we are seeing here are nothing but various forms of the same cause.
జగత్తు కార్యము, భగవంతుడు కారణము.
The creation is the effect, God is the cause.
అగుచో జగత్తు రూపాంతరం పొందినట్టి భగవంతునిదే గదా అని ఉండి తీరవలను.
Therefore, this creation, which is the form which it has taken on, God himself has taken on, that's a reality. It has to be that so.
రూపాంతరము can be translated as transformed.
Okay, transformed. Okay, thank
Transformed. జగత్తు
Can you just translate that sentence?
you. Okay,
again?
we'll the Bhagavantudu Karanamu Avichu. When the God is the cause, the creation is another transformation of the God himself.
God himself. జగత్తు భగవంతుని యొక్క శరీరము.
The creation or the universe is the body of God.
ఈ శరీరము సంకుచితమును సూక్ష్మమును అయి కారణ రూపమును అందుచుండును.
This body becomes narrow and subtle, thus it becomes the cause, form of the cause.
దీనిలో నుండే జగత్తు పరిణామము అందుచున్నదనియు ఈ పక్షము వారు వాదించినదో.
From this alone, the creation has evolved. That is one side of the argument.
అద్వైతులు భగవంతుడే ఈ జగద్రూపం పొందినాడని జవాబు చెప్పుదురు.
So the Advaitins say, no, God himself has taken on this form.
అట్లయినా అనగా భగవంతుడే ఈ జగద్రూపం పొంది ఉండినచో.
Therefore, when God himself has taken on this form of universe,
మీరందరూ ఈ వస్తుజాలమంతయు భగవంతునిగానే ఉండవలను కదా.
then all this web of all the things which we see they have to be God only.
అవును, నిజమే.
Yes, that's true.
ఈ దృశ్యగోచరమైన వస్తువులు భూతములు అన్నీ భగవంతుడే.
Whatever is seen by whatever is perceived, all these things and all the elements are all God.
ఈ సర్వమును భగవంతుడే.
All this is God.
మన శరీరము, మనస్సు, బుద్ధి, చిత్తము అన్నీ భగవంతుడే.
Our mind, our body, our buddhi, our chittam, all of them is God.
అప్పుడు భగవంతుడు ఇన్ని that I think.
No, that's all, auntie.
That's all I think.
So we'll stop here.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to discuss any points here. So Swami is explaining what is Upadana Karana. And of course, Swami is also answering one of the Purva Paksha questions that, some people say yes, but creation came out of this or something like that. Swami's Advaitin said, no, it's God himself is this. I think that's the only thing. I will stop here. Yes, Sister Vani.
I have a question, brother. So, atheists, they argue nature is God. We don't believe in God. We believe in nature and all that. So, they are in one way, they are right? So, because God is nature.
Yes, sister, in one way, they're correct. In one way, but I think the problem with the atheists is they really do not conceive the eternal nature of the creation. See, they also will believe one day everything is going to die. They have certain fears and they don't know what happens. So the atheists do not understand the concept of eternity. I think that is the fundamental difference between atheists and the non-dualists, Advaitins. Advaitins see everything as eternal, beginningless and endless. But atheists will say, oh, with the Big Bang or something, the creation came and all these things happen. And they don't, to some extent, they cannot understand that there is some natural phenomena which is endless. They think everything came out of nothing. So their view is sort of limited in some way. That's my understanding. So I will stop here. Others can also contribute.
Thank you, brother.
Sai Ram, brother, we can add also here that they don't look at the cause. They just look at the effect only. They don't perceive the cause behind it. But so any effect must have a cause. That part they are missing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, brother. Very nicely put.
Thanks, uncle.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes, Santi Saku. Auntie, we are not seeing the effect.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Can you explain the body also is God? Because
But-
it perishes, right? At the time of the death, it perishes and it goes back into the 5 elements. God is changeless, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes, very good question, Auntie. So in Swami says nothing ends, and how come we are dying? I think that's Auntie's question. What happens to the body? Body is getting back to its elemental state.
yeah, original.
Yeah. So anyone would like to? So Auntie, maybe no one is volunteering, so I will go first.
Yeah.
See, we have a pot made of clay. Okay. And one day the pot broke. Then it's all pieces of pot, or So the reality, the clay was always there. In the pot also clay was there. Even before being made also the clay was there. In the pot also the clay was there. Broken also the clay was there. So a person who pays attention only to the clay will say nothing changed. Because what we are limiting to a shape which we saw, and we think that form is, the underlying material has not undergone any change. The clay did not become something else. Clay was clay, but there was a shape made out of the same clay. So a person who is paying attention only to the clay will say it's the same thing. It's like a sand castle built by the lake or by the ocean. You can make the sand and somebody will say, oh, I have made a castle. But the castle only exists in the mind of the person who has made it, because so nobody is even living there. But one wave and then it's again back to the original sand. But the sand was there before, sand was in the castle, and the sand was afterwards also. So that is what when they say there's no change. The material cause, the material itself has not undergone any change. So I will stop there. If anyone.
Other words, the 5 elements means the body is made out of 5 elements. The 5 elements, after death, it goes back to the original state.
No, they were always there.
It was always, it is not gone.
But we are not seeing the 5 elements. We only see the body.
Body, okay.
It's okay. So.
Right. Thank you. You can always give the right answers. Thank you.
Because the answer was always there, Auntie. So anyone else would like to discuss any of these points? Just so that we understand the Upadana Karana, I think that's important.
There's a sentence that says the body becomes, the creation is the body of God. This body becomes narrow and subtle. Thus it becomes the form of the cause.
Okay, so we go to the...
Body is limited and subtle and it leads one to the cause. That's God.
Yeah, so Swami says...
it is argued,
yes.
when it is argued that the body is limited and subtle and that it leads one to the cause, that is God, or it was from God that it has evolved and taken shape. The non-dualist would reply that it was God himself who manifested in the form of the cosmos. That is the...
Yeah. So Kalyani, you understand, no? So the Vishishtadvaitin's view that God became, narrow and this and that, and it became something else, that is disputed by the non-dualists. Because Swami is pointing out an argument of the Vishishtadvaitins, saying that God became narrow and all that, and became something else. From that, out of that came creation, or subtle, or something like that. It changed its grossness, subtlety. And that is the view of the non-dualists, Vishishtadvaitins, okay? Qualified non-dualists. And Advaitins say no, it was the same. I hope that answers.
It was God himself who manifested.
So, because I've written down the Advaitins say no, God himself has taken on this form.
So, okay, so I think we will then, okay. So we will, that sentence, no?
Yeah.
See, Swami said, E sariramu, sankuchitamunu, sukshmamunu ai, karana rupamu nanduchundunu. Okay. So that argument of Vishishtadvaitin starts here, okay? This body of God, becomes narrow, sankuchitamunu, sukshmamunu, it becomes subtle. Thus it becomes karana rupa, or the cause, the form of the cause. Okay. Dinilo nunde, from this, that transformation, that sankuchitam, okay, that sankuchitam or sukshma, dinilo nundi jagattu parinama nanduchunnadaniyu, that, from this changed state, the creation, the universe comes about, or evolves from this, that sankuchitam or whatever, that side of argument, okay, varu vadinchinacho, when they argue like that, Advaitins, okay.
భగవంతుడే ఈ జగద్రూపం పొందినాడు అని జవాబు చెప్పుదురు.
So they answer, their counter to that argument is no, the God himself is the creation. So he did not become sankuchita, subtle, nothing. He is this creation. I think that is the answer from the dualists, so non-dualists, to the argument of the qualified non-dualists. Swami says, Apaksham means that Antapakam. Antapakam is arguing like that, whereas non-dualists will say, no, God is creation. So he did not become Sankuchita, the creation did not evolve from that. Is the view of the non-dualists. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, so the view of the non-dualist, so when it says Jagat Rupa Mondina, that word means God himself is the creation?
E sariramu sankuchitamu sukshmamanu ayi karana rupamu mandichunnunu means there is some modification happening. Okay. And deenilo nunde jagattu parinama mandichaniyu pakshavar pad. So which are you talking about?
Below the Advaitins reply?
Advaitin say E jagat rupa mondina dani Bhagavan today is jagat rupa mondina dani. Mondinadani.
పొందినాడని భగవంతుడే ఈ జగద్రూపం పొందినాడని జవాబు చెప్పుదురు.
So the non-dualists say, no, God himself took the form of the creation, is the reply or response of the Advaitins.
So God himself taking the form of the creation is different from God becoming narrow and subtle and then...
Exactly.
So when they say this body of God becomes narrow and subtle, and then from that creation emerges, I'm like, what is that really referring to? Is it?
So there is some change happening. Okay, I think non-conditional Vishishtadvaitins feel they are trying to explain how creation took place, because the problem the qualified non-dualists have is Vishishtadvaitins. They feel there are so many bad things in this world, but God is pure. So if there are bad things, these bad things cannot be attributed to God. So they think something happened and something became bad and narrow. And from that only this creation, which is mix of good, bad, everything is created, because they want to dissociate God from all this. So they think there's some deterioration which happened. Okay, from that deterioration, this world has been created. Whereas Advaitins cannot take it. They will say, no, there's nothing good or bad, everything is God. So I think this is where the problem comes. So there's some sentimental challenge the Vishishta Advaitins have, because they want to dissociate God from all the bad things in this world. I hope that others can share. Auntie Mani, you want to say something?
There is one apparent transformation.
Apparent.
Apparent transformation is taking place. That is Vivartavada, what they call. And one is Parinamavada, the complete change from one stage to another. Examples given here is that, as you say, that pot and mud. Clay, even clay, when it becomes a pot, it doesn't lose its original nature as a clay. Wherever you touch, the form has changed. But wherever you touch, it is only clay only. That is Vivartavada. And when it you say Parinamavada, it's completely changed. That is from milk to curds. Milk is transformed into curds, and curds cannot have the same quality as milk. It cannot be used, curds cannot be used in place of milk. So that is Parinamavada. So here, what Vishishtadvaitins are saying is
milk has become curd and buttermilk.
Curd and butter, that's what it is. And Vivartavada is applied by Advaitins, non-dualist. I don't know, I
Yes,
hope
sir.
not,
Yes, Auntie. Yeah,
I have
Swami,
not
I think
confused it.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you very much. Kalyani?
So like in the day-to-day experience, I guess what we normally see in terms of cause and effect is that parinama one that Auntie was saying, right? That like, because everything looks so different, like the effect looks it's so different from the cause. You can't even say that it's the same thing.
Yeah, I understand. So yes, Aunt Sister Vani, please go ahead.
No, I have a question, brother. So the effect can be cognized by senses, but the cause cannot be. Why is that?
Okay, very good question from sister. We can all see the effect, but why can't we perceive the cause? It's agocharam.
Cause is not perceived by our senses. Our limited senses cannot perceive the infinite. Only it can look at the shape and the form, and they recognize only that karya, that effect. But it cannot comprehend what is the reason, what is the cause for it. Because we are limited in our approach to this topic. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Anyone else would like to comment on this?
We can say then our organs are limited. There's a limited range. Our instruments are limited. As I can add to Sister Manibashyam's words, no? So because our eyesight or anything is limited. We cannot hear all sound. We cannot see all sights, and every limb, whether it is outer instruments or inner instruments, everything has limit. So because we are the effect, our body is the effect, but inside the effect there is something that is speaking about believing in the cause, and that is the very beautiful creation. Even within that effect, we can perceive the cause, and we have to become the cause, not the effect. We have to stay in the cause. We have to stay as the cause always. That's what in the later pages, Bhavan will end this Advaita very differently, because the other part of the, we can see two ways of analyzing Advaita. Bhavan ends this chapter with the other side, the real view of the Advaita. So for now, everything, the God, Atma, and the world, everything is God. Only one. But it is a later development is there in the other pages, later part of the book. No, the chapter. I will stop with this one.
Thank you, Brother Sivadas. Anyone else would like to comment? So, sister, I think both Mani Aunty and Brother Sivadas have covered. The thing is, if you want to know that sweetness, if you want to perceive sweetness, you cannot use your eyes. You can't use even your ear. The only way you can do is you can only put it on the tongue. So you have to use the appropriate instrument to experience anything. So generally we are used to getting all information from our jnanendriyas, the senses. But the jnanendriyas are only capable of external understanding. Only the surface they can view. Whereas mind, then the next instrument available is mind. But the mind is also limited because it's only limited by whatever it can imagine. But the cause cannot be imagined by the mind also. So that instrument also fails. Then how do we know anything is the next question. So for that, the Vedantins will say, you are actually capable of experiencing it without reliance on the mind or the external senses. And that is the journey, because we have not used that faculty which we are endowed with. And I think Swami will slowly guide us there. So it is using the wrong instruments, we cannot experience something which is beyond those instruments, or they are not suitable for those instruments. I think I will leave it at that.
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Perfectly said, brother.
Yes, thank you. In many discourses, Swami has told, this is our the fallacy of the logic of the mind also. The scientists are always seeing, where is God? Let me see them, and they will say, Swami will say, it is like, if you want to know how the golden goose eggs are coming from a golden goose, if you cut the goose, you will not find any eggs there. Not only that, the goose is also gone. So the thing is, how do you know from where the eggs are coming? There's a different way of finding out how the eggs are coming. So it is something similar. It's coming from the goose, but if you cut it, you can't find it. So I think dissection and is not going to bring out certain, because in our own lives, a child is born. Everyone doesn't know how it happens. They will, they can describe the process of what's going on, but they don't know how it happened. Still, it's a puzzle for scientists. They can explain, this what happened, But the inner workings of that phenomenon, something, how a embryo is conceived itself is a big challenge. Science has still not run. They know this ingredient and that ingredient, if you put it, becomes that. That's all they can say. But how it happens, that explanation is still mystery for everyone.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, it's a good way of saying the current also. Effect, we can see the light. If you
Yes.
try to understand the course of current, that with your jnanendriya, the karmendriya, you get hurt. Okay. So cause of course, you have to contemplate beyond your senses and jnanendriya. That's how you have to see the current, how you cannot do, but effect you can see, right?
Yes.
So you shouldn't try even. So it's you.
You can cut the wire and see.
Yeah, no.
Put your hand there.
There also you won't say that will hurt you if you try to do. So then that try to understand.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Okay, it's 4:26. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Sairam, Aruna, just to add to what you said, it is hard to see the cause because anything that is cognized through the senses is an object.
Yeah.
Whereas what this whole journey is to realize a subject. And the subject can never be an object to the subject. And I think that is that is the main difference. Everything that we perceive in the outside world is an object in our experience, and we can study it, we can understand it, and so on. But this first person, the subject, cannot be an object cannot be an object to anything else. There is this whole they talk about pramata, pramana, and prameya. The knowledge, the method of acquiring the knowledge, and then the one who's acquiring the knowledge. That fails here because it's a subject that is trying to realize the subject.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add to that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. When there are two things only, we can perceive.
Subject itself cannot see its own.
Exactly, correct.
Our eyes cannot see our own eyes. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. That's also one of the examples given.
I think anyone else has any questions or comments? I think some people put their hand up and then withdrew the hands.
I have a question if we have a time.
Yes, Kalyan.
When Swami saying that the effect is not different from the cause, but then we're saying that the effect is something we can perceive, the cause we cannot perceive. So isn't that different?
So
effect is in the another form, Kalyani. Cause is.
But if we're saying that
transformed itself into effect, and effect is in another form. Swami, the effect is the cause in another form, he says, Swami. But it cannot be separate from the cause.
So when we experience or perceive the effect, cause cannot be perceived. When cause is perceived, effect cannot be perceived, either one. So because we are in the effect, we are unable to perceive the cause. So if we can go back or withdraw and we go to our basic and become the subject, brother said. So the both cannot be perceived at the same time. That's a important thing here. Either effect can be perceived or the cause can be perceived. Both cannot be perceived at the same time. So our spiritual progress is from the effect we have to go to the cause. That is our real nature. I will stop with this one. I don't know whether it will help you all understand. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so as Brother Srivadas explained, all of us are trying to explore this world only through the effect. See, in our own, so but in effect, it can only perceive another effect. And that effect, there's multiplicity there. That is apparent multiplicity in the effect. So which is what we are pursuing. But it's like, our eyes looking at our hands and saying, oh, I can see the hands. But it's only seeing the external, another organ in the body. So that is how we are seeing the world. But inside, to know that we are one, the eye and the hands are one is only knowledge that, we are one body, So the thing is, how will we know that entire body? That's very difficult because eyes are only limited to see other effects like hand, legs, fingers. But all of them are effect of the same body, ourself. Can we see everything at one time? No, even if we see, it's only externally we can see with our eyes. So the whole idea of effect we are perceiving is only the effect is perceiving other effects, as Brother Srivadas said. But once you turn inwards and go, you will not see the external and you will only see the subject, one's own self. That time you're not going to see everything as different.
So the subject is the cause, right?
Subject is the cause. We will continue. I think, there's so much more to discuss exhaustively. It's 4:32.
Okay.
We will close for, actually, I hope everyone found the discussion interesting. Sister Shivani had raised her hand, but she put it down. She will talk next. Yes, Sister Shivani. I don't know. Sister Shivani, you had unmute and speak.
Sorry, I'm taking cause and effect in a literal sense, like the effect I see. And I'm relating it to this global warming, what is happening. We always say this is the effect of our own cause. What we have caused in the cosmos, in the environment, is our own actions. That's what we are saying. So I'm just trying to kind of put it all together, and I don't know how to ask. Maybe we can discuss next time.
We will discuss, Sister, later.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sairam. We will close with our Samastaloka prayer. Sairam. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.
Thank you so much. It's great.
Sairam, Sairam.
Sairam.